Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when we feel like at o'clock here at Easter o'clock, actually. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter, everybody. Well, I have been doing the Easter stuff. I'm stuffed full of all the things that we do there at Easter and haven't been able to do videos because of it. All the Easter festivities. Can't really do
Mhm.
videos all the time. But we're back at her now. And we got Ranj back from Cappers
Yeah,
Comparison.
I really enjoy doing these Outlook videos. Get to learn about a lot about the teams and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
always down for them.
And I watch his videos too on Cappers Comparison. Go check him out. It's one of the finest in the land. Uh, he, uh, he does a heck of a job. His daughter's on there. It's a lot of fun. He's doing soccer picks right now for the Nicaraguan League and the Belarus League. Keeps on
Yeah,
going. Nothing stops
yeah,
him.
I
Yeah,
enjoy it. It's my passion. It's what I wake up for now.
yeah. We'll be betting on horseshoes soon. You watch.
Ping pong, all that.
Ping pong. Yeah, it'll be just me and Ranj playing ping pong, and we'll do capping on it. See who wins.
Uh,
That would be interesting. We should start our own league of thing for people who don't know how to do something at all, like the exact opposite. The worst people at league, like a ping pong league for people that have never played before. Anyways, I'm going crazy here. This social distancing is making me more cuckoo than usual, I think.
yeah,
But today, boys and girls, I know you've been all watching the Edmonton Oilers ones and the Toronto ones and the Rangers ones. What did we do together? Rangers, Boston, and Edmonton, right?
yes.
Yes. Now we're doing the Islanders one. And I know you've
Yeah.
been watching them all, like the whole land has. So we're watching this one now. We're doing the New York Islanders. And if
Oh,
you're an Islanders fan, I love you. I'm going to have to tell you that right now because you're not going to love me back. Okay. Let's go
okay.
here, Ranj. What do we want to
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
go
with this?
right to the guy that's going to be taking most of the money, Matthew Barzal.
Yeah, let's
He's
do
a
that.
he's a restricted free agent in 2020. So first, how much cap room did you said they had?
12 million. 12 million, but they're not going to re-sign Grice. Oh, no, that includes it. No, it's 12 million. Ugh. So yeah, 12 million. Uh, and so we got Barzal had 60 some points last year. What did I have? 60 points in 68 games. Prorated, he probably has almost a 70-point season. Uh, at 22 years old. The year before that, he had 62 points. He had a great year with Tavares 3 years ago and 85 points, but obviously doesn't have that same with Tavares on the lineup. Now, he didn't play on the line with Tavares, but all the major defensive players, best players, played against Tavares, so he was able to match up against a lot weaker competition. Now that he's playing against strong competition, he's pulling 60 points a year for a 22-year-old kid, and he's playing damn good defense
And
while
he's
he's
the
doing it.
fastest skater in the NHL right
Yeah,
now.
of course he is.
That's hey, he won the
Of
contest
course
there.
he is. Yes, McDavid tried so hard.
Yeah, yeah, I know. You were saying he was holding back.
I might as well mention this. This is my theory. It's a theory that happens to be a fact because it's my theory. My theory is that McDavid uh, held back because he's probably not going to want to go to every All-Star game for the next however long, like Ovechkin and them. And that is something he wouldn't be able to do if he was always going to win the fastest skater and have the title. So he held back so Barzal could win it so he can not have to go next year if he doesn't want to.
Okay.
That's my belief. And McDavid has that type of personality, by the way. But anyways,
I don't know,
yeah,
but Barzell, he's quick. If you watch,
Barzal's fast. I'm not putting
so,
anything past Barzal, but McDavid's the fastest skater in the league. So that's it. That's
well,
all
I
it
think
is.
I think I think the Oilers are the fastest team.
Well, yeah.
No, for
No
real,
doubt.
not like player to
All
player,
joking. What's that? Every
player
player?
to player, because they have that Athanasiu, he's quick.
Super fast, yeah.
Ennis, he's quick. They're fast.
They're a very
Fast team.
fast team. Their system is built on speed, but that's what they want to do. But all joking aside, Barzal is fast as hell. He's an immense talent. And so we're talking about a contract for him. I think they would be doing really, really, really well if they can get him for $8 million for 8 years right now. Even 8.5. But
yeah, I mean I would say that's his value. He would be the top paid player on the Islanders, but Anders Lee is at $7 million until 2026. But
yeah.
Aside from that, he's got it.
I think, and so that leaves us with $4 million room, right?
Okay, now, but there's still 2 other forwards that are contracts coming in 2020, like Matt Martin. He's an unrestricted free agent 2020. Yeah. Right now, he's getting $2.5 million. What are they going to do with that?
They're going to hate having to let him go, but they have no choice. Matt Martin can get more money elsewhere. He is like when you talk about intangibles and guy in the room and all of that stuff like that and bringing in energy, Matt Martin is one of the best at that. He's friggin' amazing. He's awesome that way. But you got to find another way to do it because you just can't sign him for the reasons we're going to bring up as you bring up other names here.
Right. And, Derek Brassard, too. He's got, I think, what is he, a third or fourth line center? Derek
third. I think he can play third still, yeah.
Yeah,
the problem with Derek Brassard is he actually is not the he's average defensively and average offensively. So it's hard to put him in a spot. But anyways,
that's it for forwards though.
What are they gonna what is that? Tom Kuhnhackl. Tom Kuhnhackl would be the other one. I don't know if you have him there, but they're gonna
he's on the scratch list. I see him down. The German. He's German, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. He's also right winger.
They're gonna have to let him go too. They can't sign these guys. They just don't have the cap room. Derek Brassard, I can't see how they can sign him either.
That's right. They have plenty of other talent there. They got that Brock Nelson, like I said, Anders Lee, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, Leo Komarov. They got all sorts of people up there to fill those spots.
Yeah, and they do have guys that can fill the spots. Now, when you talk about all the guys they have, though, to me, it's like a lot of average talent. They don't have, except for
Andrew Ladd.
Except for Andrew Ladd. Andrew Ladd is destroying them. That really would. And I think you mentioned the hockey guy. By the way, go check out the hockey guy.
Ladd is the worst contract. Said that's what the hockey guy said.
Yeah. By the way, go check out the hockey guy. Not that he needs my help. He's got like 1 million more followers than I do. But anyways, go check him out. He knows his stuff. But since I'm going to mention him, he mentioned what I agree with. That Andrew Ladd contract is really ruining these guys. I think they have to buy
$5.5 million.
Yeah.
Until 2023.
If they can find a way to trade him somewhere with a draft pick to get rid of that contract somehow, or something, then maybe they can start rebuilding this team. But that is a terrible contract. And you know what? It's not Andrew's fault. It's injuries. It's just he should have been worth that contract. It's not really anybody's fault. When he was signed to that contract, most people thought, it's not bad, but he's just too injured. He's just been too injured. He really needs to go on the IR and just take his $5.5 million for the next 4 years, and that's it. Give up. Go away.
Okay. So anyway, you got $4 million left. Now let's go look at the defense because they got 3 big names in their defense that are coming up with contract. First, we got Ryan Pulock.
Yeah, that's going to be big.
He's a restricted free agent. Right now he's at $2 million.
Yeah. If they've only got $4 million left, like I said, I think they have to buy out Ladd because I can't see them selling Ryan Pulock for $4 million. I just can't. He's going to be making $5.5. He's playing top 4 minutes. He's pretty much their number one right defenseman. Like, if I'm his agent, I'm like, $4 million? Are you freaking kidding me? No, not a chance in hell. I'll sit out. I won't play. I'll tell my client not to play for $4 million.
Okay,
if they can get him at $5.5, they'd be very, 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 very happy right now. On a bridge deal, they might be able to get him $4 million on a bridge deal for 2 years. Maybe that's what they got to do. I'll sign you for 2 years at $4 million, and we'll give you the big money after that. I think that's what they likely do.
But they have to keep money for Devin Taves.
I don't know. Like, there you go. Taves, they got to give him at least 2.5. So they're gonna have to find the money somehow. Now you're going to a point where you got to find the money. Like, you gotta trade somebody. And I was looking at who they might trade here.
We're not done still. There, Andy Green also, who gets $5 million. Andy Green's $5 million. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah,
that's probably one they'll have to let go.
Yeah, you're not signing Andy Green. He's 37 years old. There's just no way you sign him. The only way you do sign him is maybe you trade Devin Taves. Maybe you trade him to somebody for some draft picks because I wanted to bring this up. They made that ridiculous move, and I love Gabriel Pajot in a lot of ways, but they gave up a first and second round draft pick in this year's draft, a deep draft, for a guy who's probably going to be a really good third liner on good teams. That's way too much. Way too much. And then gave him a crazy $5 million. Well, on the crazy side of $5 million for the next 5 years. I think that's a little high for Pajot, or it's definitely all the money. But what they gave up for him, a first and a second, and the $5 million, that's way too much. And that's really like, it's contracts like that that are killing these guys. Jordan Eberle, 5.5 for the next 5 years. I didn't really like the contract. I think Jordan's an average player. Like, I think the problem with the Islanders is they're afraid to go out and get the big contract. Although, apparently, last year they were trying to get Panarin like crazy. So I don't know how they would have paid him, but they were trying to get Panarin like last year like crazy. But anyways, they're going to have to trade one of these players, or they got to trade Devin Taves. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the answer right now. As much as I like Devin Taves, he's got, you can sign Andy Green for $1 million, and you can get those draft pick back that you lost in the Pajot trade. And you can sign all your guys, pretty close to sign all your guys. I think that's likely what they're going to have to do.
They have some, according to the hockey guy, he was mentioning some guys that are in the minors and prospects that could step up their game and fill in the shoes of some of these higher played players. Well, first of all, the goalie there, Bryce, he's gone probably.
He's not going to be signed though. He's not going to be signed.
Right. So, but the guy you were talking about from Russia, Ilya Sorokin, he's a prospect, and you were saying he's got numbers equal to that of Shesterkin from Russia. You know?
Shesterkin. Yeah. He does. Yeah. He could be he could be in that ballpark. He's going to be a damn good goaltender, and he's 24 already, so he's ready to go. And so then he'll definitely be playing with them next year, I think, without a doubt.
He also mentioned, I don't know if these guys have money next to their names, but they're on the prospect list. Why don't get like Bode Wild? Now,
Bode Wild, okay.
He said he could step up to become, and this is what the hockey guy was saying. He mentioned him to step up, and then for forwards, he said Oliver Wahlstrom.
He had an average year last year, but Yeah.
And then who's it? Brian Bellows' son, Kiefer Bellows.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think Keeper's ready yet.
But yeah, those are some names I highlighted that he mentioned.
I can mention another one.
He mentioned a negative that Joshua Ho-Sang. He's got that guy. He's probably out of hockey now.
Yeah, he's got an attitude problem. Had an attitude problem when they drafted him, and they knew it, and it never went away. Never grew up. Yeah. But the guy I like, I don't know, he didn't mention it. I think can step up next year and play. Is Sebastian Aho.
Oh yeah, the defensive guy, right?
The defenseman Sebastian Aho. Bode Wild, I think, needs more. Yeah, he's not ready yet. He's just coming out of junior. He went back to junior last year. He did well. He looks like he's going to be a good player. 6'3". Yeah, I don't think he's going to need much time in the minors, but I think they want to give him at least 1 year. But
he did mention another giant, Otto Koivula. He's not on my list, but he mentioned him. I wrote him down. Koivula. He's 6'4", 220. He's a big boy.
Yeah, they could bring up, and we were talking about some of the players that they're going to have to let go because they just can't afford them, like Matt Martin,
right,
and stuff like that. He can fill in that role now. He's ready. He's 24. He's never going to be a huge offensive person, but he's big. He can play in your bottom six.
Right?
Yeah, and he's not making much, right? He's making like $7 million, like you're saying, because he's on $700,000 or something like that. Because he's on a minor league contract. The guys that you said that they have numbers beside their names, like they have, what they have, remember, we were talking about entry-level contracts. You get drafted, and you get an entry-level contract, depending on how high you were drafted, and a few other things as well. So let's say they decide to roll with Oliver Wahlstrom next year, who I think still needs another year in the minors. He's been a slow progression.
He's young. He's 19.
He was a high draft pick by them. Yeah, first round pick. But he's been really progressing slowly. Some guys do. And he got like 22 points in 43 games in the AHL last year. To me, for a guy who's supposed to be an offensive player, that's not enough. He needs to go back and dominate. But let's say they do. They got to pay him $925,000 if he's playing in the NHL. So that's because that is his entry level contract. That's as high as he can get.
What is the league minimum? 700,000.
700,000.
Okay.
It goes up a little bit. It goes up a little bit almost every year, but right now it's 700,000. They got a guy named Tanner Fritz, who's come up and played with them. He can play their fourth line. He was making.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
He's kind of old for the minors, 28 years old.
Yeah, he's a tweener. He's played in the NHL at various capacities, but maybe they can use him instead of some of the other guys they have. Or those 700,000 guys are pretty easy to find in free agency if you want to fill out your roster with them too. So
go through the AHL and you can pick them out, right?
Just go through the free agency list this year and you can pick out guys that would be happy to make $700,000 next year.
I'm sure. Exactly. You want a $650,000 raise to play hockey?
Yeah.
No, I really like Utica. I kind of want to stay in Utica. Then you'll never get that.
But there's some guys that made $700,000 last year that are free agents this year that you could sign for another $700,000. They'd be like, okay, I'll take that for sure. So, and they're good guys too. So yeah, that's good that you brought. That's hockey guy brought up Bode Wild. I was going to bring him up too. There's another guy I was going to bring up. That's kind of interesting. They picked up from St. Louis last year, and I've seen when he was playing in the NHL. I kind of liked him. He's slow. He's kind of a slower player, but I think he plays solid enough defense for the NHL, and that's Jordan Smoltz. He's 26 years old. He's reaching his prime now. It's been a struggle for him to be in the NHL, but he just kind of gives me an aura that he's going to be a late bloomer guy that'll play like 27, 28, 29. He'll play in your bottom 5, 6 at 700,000. And for a team like the Islanders right now, they need every penny they can get.
He's an unrestricted free agent in 2020. This says George Schmaltz.
Yeah. So they can sign him for 700,000. He'd be happy. He just wants a one-way contract, right? A one-way contract. Then if they send him down to the minors, he's still making 700G. That's all he wants is a one-way contract, and I'm sure he'll be happy if you offer that to him. So 1 year, one-way contract, and then there's another contract that I don't know if the hockey guy mentioned that's really bad on this lineup. Now, Johnny Boychuk, $6 million for the next 3 years, and he just doesn't look good anymore. He's a warrior. He was a warrior in his career, like freaking hard to play against, crushing type player that would do anything to win.
Right. He's 36 now, so
he's beat up now. He's just beat up.
$6 million till 2022, and he's on the scratches list right now. He's not even on the.
Well, he's going to be forever in and out of the lineup right now. That's another guy that they might consider buying out. Now, I didn't talk about buyouts. We haven't talked about buyouts in these videos, but buyouts are basically, you say to them, you have an option to buy out three players, to have 3 players on your contracts that are buyouts. And I don't think.
So what does that mean?
They don't have anybody on the buyouts here now. So they could buy out some players to be able to free up cap space. If they buy them out, it works on a percentage. And I think it'll cost him like $2 million or something like that on average, because he's making $6 million for the next.
You're talking about Johnny Boychuk, right?
Yeah.
He's at
3
$6
years
million
against their cap.
So they can buy him out for like 2. They can say, "Hey, here's $2 million."
Yeah, here's $2 million for the next 3 years. Go find another team to sign you up, and you can go off where you're going to go. If you happen to they have to agree to the buyout, I think. No, they don't. You can just buy them up. It's just an option that they have. It's been a big problem with the union. It's like you gave him a contract and you can just all of a sudden take away his money like that. But it's part of the agreement and they can do it. And I think that's what they're likely going to have to do. Either him or Ladd.
Does he have to be injured or something, or just playing bad, whatever?
Yeah, just buy him out. Sometimes it can benefit players because a team will buy him out and then another team will give him a contract almost the same as they already had. So now they're making $2 million from the last team and the same contract from this team. So they actually just bumped up $2 more million.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. In Boychuk's case, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think he could get $4 million anywhere. So it'd be kind of unfortunate. If they're going to do that, I think they're going to do that to Ladd before they do that to anybody. What is it? But I mean, that's 4 more years. So it's tough. One of them are going to get bought out. That's my prediction, boys and girls. That's my prediction. They're going to have to buy them out because they got to have more cap room.
Well, Josh Bailey, how about him? Josh Bailey, he's $5 million.
5.5. He's worth the money at what he's.
Jordan, who's this guy? Jordan Eberle. Jordan Eberle.
Yeah, it's all the money. Like for me, $5.5 million for him is all the money. He's worth that, and he's not getting. The problem with his contract is he going to be worth that at 34 years old? I don't like Jordan Eberle. He played for Edmonton. I wouldn't have signed him. I think the problem that the Islanders have is they have a lot of too many average guys. Brock Nelson is an average center. Jordan Eberle, average center. Josh Bailey, average. They all can provide certain things, but they don't have anything that's going to be like blow you out of the water. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like great teams have players that do great things. And the New York Islanders don't have that player besides
Barzal.
Besides that, and then they went out and got another one of those players in Jean-Gabriel Pageau. He doesn't do anything great. He does a lot of things well. And that's what all their whole lineup is like.
Yeah, I have them like a hash mark above mediocre, like right between mediocre and great, somewhere in there.
Yeah, they're just like, they're an average.
He's a touch better than average.
Team. What's that? A touch better than average.
Yeah, put Peugeot. I'm talking about.
Thank their lucky stars they have Barry Trotz as their coach. If they had an average coach there, they're screwed. They're like not going to make it. They're not going to make the playoffs at all. Not going to make the playoffs at all. Seriously, I think that's the main reason why they make the playoffs. And now there's a lot of teams out there that have cap room that are going to better themselves. I can't see the Islanders making the playoffs next year.
Oh, before the stop of the season, they weren't doing so hot. No. They were on that downward slide, if I remember correctly.
Yep, they were playing a tough. Barry Trotz plays a tough system, and it wears on you over a season for sure, no doubt about it. And if you don't have some sort of spectacular players to keep you going, he'll get you into the playoffs almost every year. When he was with Nashville, he got teams in the playoffs that had no business being there. But by the time you get there, you're so taxed, you're out and around, like you're tired. He's a great motivator to get people to do things beyond what their body's almost able to do. He's amazing at that. But you can only do that for so long. We're only human, right? Well, you and I, we can do it forever, but like most people. Anyways, boys and girls, I think that's our full 42. We got ours almost 25 minutes, 26 minutes here. And I know you all got to get your naps in. I got to go tuck Helen in. And but make sure you Cappers Comparison, subscribe and hit the bell.
Yeah, I'm going to keep making videos. Yeah.
Just try it.
Come over and take a look. Peek at it.
See how it makes you feel. It makes me feel great when I do it. I don't know. If you do it, it may make you feel great too. See you. Thanks for coming along, Ranj. We'll do this again.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. My pleasure. We'll definitely do it again.
We'll have to get John on here.
Yeah,
I'm not wanting to say we'll do a three-way. I just don't want to say that. I'm trying to find a better thing to say than that. Have a great day, everyone. Lots of love to you.
Take care.